Good afternoon. Biden is socialism. Biden is socialism. Hi, I'm Rob the accountant. I like to help people build companies while finding solutions to problems that may come your way. Have a question? Stop by robtheaccountant.com, scroll halfway down, and shoot me an email. I'll get right back to you. What are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about the fact sheet regarding President Biden's new actions to lower housing costs by limiting rent increases and building more homes. So let's take a look at this. Now you can find this on the whitehouse.gov. It's on their memo page. So I'll link it in the video for myself. And I got to keep an eye on my Sammy Bear here. But what we're going to do is we're just going to blast through this real quick and talk about how Donald Trump's pick of J.D. Vance actually is probably not a bad pick. He wrote the Hillbilly book. He grew up in massive amounts of poverty. And I think he might have some good ideas on, what would work and what won't work. And the question is if he can align those issues with the wealthy people in the United States of America or with the middle class or the W-2 majority. And that's what I think is important, is the W-2 majority, the people who go to work every day, they get a W-2, they get a paycheck every week, and you really have no means to deduct anything from your income, your ability to do your taxes, from your real estate and everything in the northeastern states has all been eliminated. So you really have no means to actually reduce your taxable income. You're just kind of hit. So let's go through this real quick. So first, he wants to call on Congress to pass legislation giving corporate landlords a choice. Think about that. Biden's a bully. Everybody says Trump's a bully, but look, he wants to give them a choice. Either cap rent increases on existing units at 5% or risk losing valuable federal tax breaks. Now, with regards to the federal tax breaks, they got the federal tax breaks to actually help them build housing units in the beginning. So if you take those all away, what's their incentive to actually keep building going forward? Second of all, who the F are you? Who are you to tell anybody what to make? First of all, almost in every state, property taxes go up by more than 5% a year. So really, this idea that landlords are just all sitting around and being greedy, well, anybody who's owned real estate knows that's not true. And anyone who hasn't owned real estate thinks that's true. And I'm just going to tell you, it's not true. He wants to repurpose public land sustainability to as many as 15,000 additional affordable housing units to be built in Nevada. So it looks like, Biden's game plan is going to walk right through Nevada, but Nevada generally votes blue anyway, so I'm not really sure what that is. He's calling on Congress to make the American dream a reality for families by passing the Biden-Harris housing plans, which would build 2 million homes and provide $10,000 in mortgage relief to unlock home ownership. The thing about money is they did this before. They did this in 2008. They did this in 2004 when we actually gave homeowners $8,500 when they bought a house, and that they all had to pay it back, but it just didn't do anything. It all just allowed all these homeowners to actually purchase things that they needed for their homes, and then they actually had a long-term loan with the government. And, I'm not really sure that actually produced anything other than debt for people who had just actually purchased homes. So let's continue. I might get caught in this rain thing. We might have to take a quick break, but I'm going to keep going until the rain goes. We'll see what happens. Let me check on Sammy. Get up here. Come on. Stop it. Get up here. No. All right. Let's continue. All right. His continued policy is to crack down on corporate landlords and lowering rents. Some corporate landlords have taken advantage of the shortage of available units by raising rents by more than increase in their own costs. Okay, look, that's just a blasphemous statement. Like, what does he do? Did he go and look at all these corporate tax returns? Did he look at all the partnerships on these? Did he see all these partnerships passing down from all these malls and multi-investor REITs and everything? He went and looked at all those tax returns, and he came up with the conclusion that all of you guys are assholes. That's what he determined. You're all greedy assholes because you want to make money. What's wrong with making money? It's silly. All right, so it's just going to continue real here, quick on a little bit more. I'm going to link this to you guys. Just doing a little bit different today. Now I'm going to get caught in this rain. Hopefully it doesn't downpour too much. See? All right, so so apparently the federal government doesn't realize that a lot of states actually have real estate laws. So Biden's great idea is a 30-day notice before rent increase, generally universal in all 50 states. 30-day notice on lease expiration. And I mean, that happens. That's what a lease is. And providing a 5-day grace period before imposing late fees on rental fees. I don't know where President Biden has paid rent ever in his life, but most places give you 5 to 7 days anyways. I mean, 10 might be a little bit long, but 5 is pretty normal. They don't charge you late fees for rent. I mean, that it's not, everybody doesn't get paid on the same first of every month. So it would be impossible for everyone to always pay rent on the first unless they're, catching money from a couple weeks earlier. And the way that everybody's not making money in this society, I don't know who's saving this for 2 or 3 weeks. Let's continue. We're going to have to speed this up. The United States Forest Service. So he wants to put people in the forest now. Okay, so we're going to build homes in the forest. Is announcing plans to lease forest land to build a workforce housing, the first ever such project in the nation. Okay, that sounds great. Yeah. I don't know who wants to live in the forest. I don't. Then the HUD, Health and Human Services and General Service Administration, plan to release a final rule to make it easier for public and nonprofit developers to use federal buildings and lands, wait for it, not to repurpose them to make apartments, but to house the homeless. Okay, just think about this, guys. Just think about this for a minute. We're not going to repurpose all these buildings to rent them out and get apartments for people. We're going to just put them there so we can house the homeless. Maybe if we stopped having things that were so expensive in society, we wouldn't have such a homeless problem. Maybe in California, if housing wasn't so expensive, you wouldn't have people who work at the post office who have to live in tents. Maybe if you didn't have a level of taxation that was so just egregiously punitive to everybody, people would have more money to do what they could do, and thus they would have more money collectively to put their money in the marketplace to negotiate better rent. But when nobody can afford anything, then everybody's just stricken. They can't move because they got no money to move with. So he wants to invest $325 million in housing. Okay, wow, we're going to get it down. We're going to get it. It's going to come down. Hopefully the phone's okay. So $325 million. Folks, I want to remind everybody, okay, he wants to solve housing prices. What is $325 million in the range of anything in the world of the United States of America? Not a penny, but we have given $280 billion to Ukraine and defensive weapons and stuff. And he thinks $325 million is going to do something to affect the housing market and suddenly bring rents down to a place that we can all go back to affording again. It's just utterly ridiculous. The one good thing out of all this, I would say, is that Syracuse, New York, a city in New York, got a little bit of money. That's good. They could use it. But as you can see, the rain is pouring down. But once again, this is socialism. And the thing that nobody's talking about is who's going to pay for it. You know who's going to pay for it? You're going to pay for it. The W-2 majority is going to pay for it. Every week out of your taxes, you're going to keep paying for it. And now they want to make it so you can even put less in your 401k. You have less choices to house your money for a day that you don't actually have to go to work. Because you know why? They don't want you to work. That's why they want to get rid of Social Security, because they don't envision a day that you ever are able to stop working, because you'll just be so in debt. You'll owe so much on your home. You won't have any money left, and the government will just be taking a big portion of it. And it's just not right. So until next time, you guys have a great week. I'm Rob the Accountant, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for staying by. This rain, it's terrible.